In dating, women do not pursue men that they don't want to have something with. They test men that could potentially become their own. Men they see a future with. This is why you need to set adequate boundaries in the early days of that relationship, if it actually means something to you. If you do not set adequate boundaries in the early stage of that relationship, you will spend the next few months wondering why she stopped respecting you after some time in the relationship. But if you set these boundaries, she will treat you like a man that she truly trusts, respects, and also value. So what are these boundaries that a man needs to set in a relationship? What are these boundaries you need to put in place? In most of my videos, you hear me say set clear boundaries, set clear boundaries. I got a comment that said, what are these boundaries? This is why I brought this video to us today. Okay, so the first boundary that you need to set in the early days of your relationship is that you keep your financial life a secret. Keep your finances to yourself when you just meet that woman, so that you don't set the wrong tone for that your relationship. Money is one of the biggest traps that men fall into without realizing it. This is simply because men usually equate providing for proving you love that woman. Most times, a lot of women take these acts for granted, especially when you begin to want to prove yourself early in the early stage of that relationship. You begin to splurge money, spend money, send her money for this, send her money for that, and then she begins to say that this is actually somewhere I want to be in, because the money keeps rolling in. But you, on the other hand, are only doing this because you feel like the only way you can prove yourself, the only way you can prove that you truly love her, is by providing for her. But women that are not mature enough do not see this way. They see it as an opportunity for them to actually tap into whatever it is you have to offer in that relationship, and they keep it moving. Another thing you need to know is that a woman does not necessarily need to ask you about your financial status, or needs to ask you how much are you earning before she can know how grounded you are financially. She does not need to ask these questions. She can always decode this from the way you act. She observes your lifestyle, your generosity, your spending level, or even your stability earlier on, before she decides if she wants to stay in that relationship or not. The moment you expose your financial life too early in a relationship, you stop being a man that she wants to know, that she truly genuinely wants to know, and you begin to become the resources that she's evaluating, like a source for her. Take for example, talking about how much you earn, how much investment you've done, how much savings you have, the worth of your car, talking about money, your Rolex, how much it costs. She begins to evaluate you with what you say. Okay, she begins to see you as a source for her, as a resources for her. She does not see you as that man that she truly genuinely wants to know. But because you have already put out your finances right on the platter, it has actually diverted our attention or our intention towards you. Talking about this financial boundary, I'm not saying you shouldn't let your woman know how financially grounded you are, but this should only be when you're sure of her, when she's sure of you, when you're planning a future, when you know this is your woman. But in the early stages of that relationship, please do not disclose all these things to her. It is a trap that you are setting for yourself. The second boundary that I need you to set clearly in the early stage of that relationship is that you do not tolerate disrespect. So many men expect disrespect to be very loud and dramatic, but the truth is disrespect usually starts very subtle. When she gradually interrupts you when you're speaking, she makes passive aggressive jokes towards you and says, oh, I was just joking. She compares you to her ex, she rolls her eyes when you're talking, or even when she ignores your calls, she ignores your messages. Most men let this slide because, oh, I don't want to be too dramatic. Oh, I don't want to be that nagging man in the relationship. Oh, I don't want her to feel bad. They ignore that, not knowing that you are gradually opening doors for disrespect to creep into your relationship. And the earlier you do this, the more the more you enable that disrespect, the more she begins to see reasons to not want to respect you. No woman will respect a man that she can walk all over. No woman will see any value with a man that she feels she can treat anyhow. The third boundary I need you to set in that relationship as early as possible is that your time isn't free just because you like her. So many men ruin the dynamics of a relationship before the real dating even begin, because they turn their time into a beautiful buffet for this beautiful lady that they just met. You become instantly available, constantly in her face, just because she gave you little attention. You call off dates with your boys, you ignore your hobbies, even the meetings you're supposed to have, you drop them because, oh, she gave me a little attention yesterday, let me run to her. A man whose world rearranges immediately a woman comes into his life, no woman can respect that kind of man. A man with a mission doesn't drop everything for her, because this makes her believe that you don't have a future, you don't have structure. Take for instance, she calls you around 10 p.m. to hang out, and you know you have a meeting as early as 7 a.m. the next day, knowing fully well that if you go out at that time of the night, it will definitely interrupt your sleeping hours. The best thing for you to do is, oh no, I have a busy day tomorrow, I will see you at the end of the day tomorrow. You don't go ahead and ignore your sleep, ignore your health, ignore your meeting that you are supposed to catch up with tomorrow, just because she asked you to hang out, and then you go running to her. Okay, these are the kind of boundaries you need to set early. When you do this, she realizes that yes, there is something actually more important. Okay, you don't drop your life because of her. When she realizes that she doesn't get you on demand, she begins to appreciate your presence whenever you give it to her. The fourth boundaries I need you to set early on in the relationship is that you don't become an emotional dumping ground very early in the relationship. If you are always the one she calls when she needs a shoulder to cry on, when she needs someone to yell at, when she needs someone to rant to, you are her first call. And after doing this, she goes right back to her normal schedule, to her normal routine, not treating you like a real relationship, not treating you like the person she's dating. She only calls you when she wants to rant about her ex, when she wants to rant about her boss, when she wants to complain about something, when she feels bad, or when somebody did something terrible to her. She calls you and feel like, can you believe this person did this? Can you believe this person did that? And you are there, accepting, receiving all these emotional things she's just dumping into you. When she's done, she cleans her eyes and run off to the real guy that she's actually dating. She uses you as her emotionally dumping ground, and need you to begin to create boundaries with this set of people, with this kind of girls. When you see her call you like that she wants to talk, she wants to do this, again, I need you to know that if you don't have intentions of pursuing something more with this person, do not invest your emotions with her. Remind her that she has somebody, her guy, that she could go talk to. Okay, you're not just there to receive the whole negativity that she's coming with. If she's not ready to treat you like somebody that she's dating, then it's better she go offload those things to that person that she's actually dating. Because why would you only be the one receiving the negativity, and then when she's bubbly, she's happy, she runs off to the other guy? Think about it. The next boundary I need you to set very clearly at the very early stage of the relationship is that you don't pursue when she's pulling away. When a woman starts pulling away from a man, so many men feel the need to want to do more, to want to pursue her, to want to impress her more. You want to initiate conversations, you want to initiate dates, you want to buy her more gifts, you want to send her more text messages, when she's the one actually pulling away. She has not even told you the reason why she's pulling away. She does not have a reason. She just feels like she's now tired of the relationship. Okay, I need you to return the energy, especially if you have tried. So many men try to fill in the gap when this woman creates a void in the relationship. Some men try to fill in the gap, and they do it to the point where they lose themselves in the process. Okay, so when a woman begins to pull away, try your best the first, second time. If she still isn't coming back, you let her be. Return the same energy. She's giving you distance, give her distance. At some point, she will realize you're actually not pursuing, and then she might actually come back to her senses if she still wants something to do with you. Then the decision is left to you to make if you still want to pursue something with her. What most men don't know is that when you try to fill in the gap, the void that she is intentionally creating in that relationship, you become less attractive because you begin to look really desperate. You begin to look like you can't do without this relationship. You begin to look like, I can't afford to lose this babe. And then when she begins to realize this, she feels she can't do anything. I mean, because you can take anything, right? So anytime you feel like you are always the one trying to fill in the void, please do the bit you can do and also return the energy if the bit you did isn't yielding anything. Okay, so these are the boundaries I feel you need to set ahead earlier on in the relationship that sets the tune for your relationship. Once a woman knows that you cannot accept these things that I just mentioned in your relationship, she begins to treat you with much more respect and much more value. Okay, I hope you have gotten something from this video. If you have, please go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, please. Also, let me know which of these boundaries that I mentioned is very much more important in a relationship. Go ahead and drop it in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this video up until now. I am IJ, this is Love Lounge, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.